Okay, so we are here at the industrial area of Chakan, close to Pune, visiting the factory of one of India's most promising electric cycle startups, Feliday. And they've sold almost close to 1,000 cycles. They've got more than 85 distributors all across the country. And let's get in and check out what's happening. Feliday is a Pune-based electric vehicle startup selling electric cycles. The company was founded in 2017. Most companies in the Indian e-bike industry rely on imports from China or other countries. In many cases, the entire e-bike is imported. That's why you see so many e-bike companies running out of stock for months at a time, waiting for containers to arrive from abroad with stock. This is the major reason e-bikes with decent range are not able to break the rupees 35,000 price point. This is a big problem for the industry. Feliday is trying to solve this problem. The unique aspect of the company is focusing on manufacturing components in-house. They have also identified a lot of vendors who are able to supply them components in-house. This makes Feliday a true Make in India e-bike manufacturer. Today, we are here to get a behind-the-scenes look at the company.
We wanted to solve the problem of the mobility in India. When we are providing a bicycle, it could be an electric bicycle, affordable, reliable, healthy, traffic friendly and green mode of commute for the masses.
Our mission was actually develop technology which can be used for giving a better product, giving the better ride quality, better reliability and even better pricing. So we wanted to solve this problem using the technology. Late 2020 actually we developed this facility, and so here we can produce around 1 lakh bicycle per year. Our product is actually around 90% localization done till now. Okay, so only part we are getting from other countries is lithium ion cells. Okay, so very soon actually Indian companies are working on that. So we'll be making it 100% Indian product.
So it's always fun to review products where you are actually a user yourself. So I can share with you that I have been a user of the Feliday electric cycle at a personal level for the last 3 years. Probably I'm one of the first customers in this company of their product. And I think they made a good quality product, and I think the more important thing that good is getting better. So the initial lot of cycles were a lot of other electric cycle companies were Chinese imports, and I could see the indigenization happening gradually to the extent that every few months I have seen this company migrating to a slightly bigger place, and here we are at a factory which really has a capacity for I guess 50-60,000 cycles a year easily.
So as far as the sales is concerned, as I mentioned, we started our sales in the late 2020. So we have got a very good customer base so far. We have sold about 1,000 plus bicycles, and we have got a distributor set up across pan India for more than 85 distributors has been set.
So Anandji, if there are people who are interested in buying the cycle or the components, how do they go about doing it?
We are selling the bicycle under the brand Feliday, and as far as the components are concerned, those are sold under the brand called Dogra. We have a very well defined and developed marketing and sales team across pan India. Apart from the traditional way of distributor and dealers networks, we are already having a setup. We are there on the platforms like FelidayElectric.com, as well as we are there on the Amazon, Flipkart. We are also having a tie-up with BeLive. We are having a very good presence in the tourist industry, where we are getting a lot of leads from. So there are n number of different ways by which you can buy the bicycles from. So as far as the components concerned, as I said, we are using these components itself in our own brand Feliday. We can sell them on a B2B section, where we can have a direct dealership and direct understanding of how we can sell those components, because we are not selling those components as a separate individuals, because again, by selling these components, again the fitment, the rest of the support is also something which we'll have to work it out.
So Feliday is one of those rare companies which is making most of their electronic components in-house, and also has Indian vendors for a lot of mechanical components. Let's find out what's happening with the motor, the controller, the electronics, right? Let's go. Right, so Anandji, Feliday is one of the rare companies which has got a very high level of localization, almost 90% at this point of time. Now, in the long term, what would be the advantages of localization for the EV industry?
As I said, I mean, we are very proud to say that we are a brand make in India, but for the world. And when we're saying make in India, obviously localization is really very important. And when we talk about localization, actually it covers a couple of points, you know, like quality, cost, also the timing. When you talk about the cost, when you are actually used to import the components, some of the components earlier, before, like, you know, the battery packs or the motors and all, used to import from the countries like China and all. So you know the cost of the import is so huge now. The dollar rate has gone high. The customs, the process itself is so cumbersome now, and it takes a lot of time. So that really causes a lot in terms of cost. So we can reduce that while we're doing the localization of that. That's why you could see them, and we are making the battery over here locally. We are also making our motor also locally here. And when you talk about also the quality, I am really very proud to say that, I mean, we have achieved a good performance. In fact, a better performance than the components we used to import before. So also the post-sale support. I mean, something that we had faced huge challenges before. When you used to import the components from countries like China and all, post-sale support is almost no. So I mean, if there is any issue, I mean, we can't reach out to anyone. But that is something we are addressing over here now, because we are getting something locally over here. Again, in terms of timing, we are able to achieve that lead time also pretty high, pretty soon.
You are also doing a service to the industry by giving components to others.
Yes, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it will not be consumed only by us, but consumed only by us. But there are so many players who would be needing those. So I would say, I mean, the players who are sort of, you know, the competitors for us, they are actually potential buyers for our components. So that's a really big plus. And as I said, I mean, it also helps our economy to a certain extent, because we are generating also the jobs for the local people.
So one of the interesting things, if you go to most electric bike websites today, the most common thing is out of stock.
Yeah.
Right. So because of localization, we expect that with Feliday, you will not see that label happening very often.
Yes.
Right. So we've got Advait with us over here, who heads the technology section here at Feliday. And one of the very interesting parts about Feliday is that they are possibly the only electric bike manufacturers who are making their own motor. Right. So let's try to understand from Advait what goes into the making of a motor, and probably before that, why did you get into motor manufacturing on your own? Right? Okay.
Yeah. As you said, Atulji, it is quite correct. Like, we are the only ones, as of now, as per my knowledge, who are making the BLDC motor for e-bike in-house. So I will say why we started this, the question. So see, earlier we used to import the motors from China. However, what we feel is as we import the motors, due to the duties and all, the price increase is quite high. So we thought, like, if we make it ourselves, and there is no one in India who is making it, so why not do it? So that's why we started making these motors in-house itself. And since then, for the past 4 months, we are making our own motors and utilizing it for ourselves only.
Great. And you also will probably sell it as a component to
of course. See, as Mr. Gowde told you about our Dogra brand, so we have made it as a component. So we'll sell it to B2Bs and many more customers. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Now, can you tell us about the components? What all goes into the
Sure. I'll just walk you through the room and tell you the components. So this is the first step in our motor. We take a stator and we put a shaft inside, and then the winding starts. So the winding pattern and all is trained to the operators while the process of training. So first few, initially for 15 days we train them, and then they start by their own. So this is the winding process.
So we start with the winding.
Yeah.
So this is a bought out item, the stator.
No. We have developed our own tooling for the same.
Okay.
Everything that you see, like, all is custom made. Like every vendor is in Pune area only, so in close vicinity itself. So next step after winding is we put these are nylon threads for tying the PCB along with the winding, so it doesn't pop out while the motor is functional. So he'll put the wires, the threads under the winding, as you see. Then we'll place a PCB over it. Is it the PCB there? So this is the PCB of our motor, as you can see. So yeah.
So it's a BLDC motor, so it has to have its controls. It cannot work without controllers.
Exactly.
Right.
So
it's a brushless motor. It does not require any maintenance for that.
So as you see, like these are the Hall sensors, which kind of tell the controller when to switch, when to do the commutation and all.
Correct.
Yeah. So I'll just keep it over here. So same process is carried over here, and the next step is to to put the PCB inside and connect the wires via soldering. So we just put the PCB and we just
So where are the hall sensors located now?
Yeah.
Here in these slots over here.
as you
Can you
can
just
see.
show them?
So these are the hall sensor slots. So here we put the hall sensor along with PCB, and these wires are again then soldered.
Sure.
So now the stator is your finished. So this is the stationary part, which generates.
So this does not have the magnets. The magnets are in the rotor.
I'll show you just.
Sure.
Yeah. So then I'll show you. This is clutch. We call it clutch. So it is a kind of one-way bearing. Like it moves in one direction and locks up in other.
Okay.
So while we are pedaling, like if you manually pedal, so you don't have to overcome the cog of the magnet. So that's why we put a one-way clutch over here.
Right.
So like when you pedal, so it releases and the motor is free.
No, but if you are reverse pedaling, then that's
reverse
in the
pedaling,
pod.
that's in your free
Ball
wheel.
and ratchet.
Free wheel.
kind of.
Free wheel.
So that's not connected. to
That's not connected. Yeah, correct. So this is the clutch. We make it over here only. So everything like is custom made.
Sure.
As you can see over here, this is the final step of our assembly. Here we put the grease inside a ring
Bearings,
gear.
big
Yeah,
bearing.
and then the operator will put the assembly inside the motor casing, and So now we'll place the cover on the motor and tighten all the screws up. So then the motor is ready for testing. Yeah. Yes.
Just let him do it.
So we put a gasket and sealants around inside the motor, so it is
Water
IP
leakage.
resistant. Yeah.
So Advait, you used a brushless DC geared motor,
Correct,
right?
correct.
Why not use a without geared motor, a BLDC non-geared motor,
Okay.
direct drive?
Yeah. So how I'll answer your question in two parts. See, so first of all, why we are using a geared motor? So as you can see the size of a stator, which I showed you, it is quite compact. So to generate that kind of torque, which our motor produces around 32 Newton meters of torque. So to produce that kind of torque in small form factor, what you need is gearing to increase the torque level.
Correct.
Yeah. And coming to the direct drive, why don't we use it? So suppose if we use direct drive motor, so the size of the stator, it would be quite large in diameter or axially. So we'll have to increase the length, so motor becomes quite cumbersome. Yeah.
Heavy.
Moreover, on that point, what I'll say is in bicycle application, you need freewheeling. So if it is a direct drive motor and you pedal it, so you will have to overcome the cog of the magnets and caused by the shoe of stator and magnets. So that is quite exerting, creates resistance for the rider. So that's why we have chosen geared motor over direct drive one. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the unit that sits below the battery, and this houses the controller, the motor controller, which is kind of, any BLDC motor will not work without a controller. So you can see a lot of heavy duty heat sinks over here. So maybe we can ask Krishna ji a little bit about trying to explain what exactly does a motor controller do, and what a kind of how much time they had to spend in making this over here in house.
Yeah. So basically this is the brain of the bicycle. Okay, so you can see here, this is very compact controller and all components are SMD. And these components are actually coming from very good automotive grade and coming from very good suppliers like Texas Instrument, NXP. And you can see here, unlike actually the other controllers, you can see here very few cables here. Okay, so with the help of these two connectors, actually power is going on. Okay, and from here actually power goes to the motor. And this is the cable for the cadence. And we are using the tree cable where we are taking together all cables coming from the handlebar like headlight, e-brake, display. Okay, so and then it becomes very clean.
So we've seen a lot of Chinese controllers for cycles, and we've seen a lot more wires than this. So has the reduction in wires also led to some reduction in features, Krishna ji?
Not exactly. In fact, this is actually the controller where you can do the condition monitoring of the bicycle. Okay, so this is having the features like it is tilt sensor is mounted. Okay, so you can judge the slope. Okay, and then you can boost the torque. Okay, so you are getting the better experience. And then there is a non-volatile memory. Okay, so with the help of that you can store the data locally and take it to the cloud. Okay, so these are some of the features. In fact, very good companies are not having.
Right.
Yeah.
And I must say that all of Krishnaji's PhD experience at IIT Bombay can be seen in this controller that he's kind of requires very high-tech intellectual knowledge to kind of get these kind of things done.
So yeah, so basically here you can see the heatsink, okay, and then this stuff actually are packing into this controller housing. So this will be connected with this, okay, backside of this back plate, okay, like this, and heat transfer occurs because during the operation actually these ICs are getting heated up to 70-80 degrees, okay, within a few milliseconds, okay. So heat dissipation is very important. Yeah. So our bicycle is having the throttle and pedal assist. So whenever you are doing the pedaling, at that time this controller is sensing you are pedaling, okay, and motor is giving the power. And so basically all these sensors like headlight, e-brake, then display, all our inputs are coming here, okay, and this fellow is taking the decision, okay.
So apart from the motor, everything else, so it's more like a vehicle control unit equivalent of a cycle.
Yeah, this is more like ECU kind of stuff. Yeah. One of the key features of this controller is that though we are using the BMS in the battery pack, okay, from here also we are controlling discharge of the battery, okay, for getting the very good life of the battery pack. Okay, so here you are controlling the voltage of the battery's pack is around 32 voltage. Okay, so that helps for actually longer life of the battery.
So one of the things that we've been getting feedback, and I as a user also kind of have experienced that problem, is that right now the state of charge is indicated by a phone bar kind of a thing. So can that be changed by numbers in this? Or the second thing which some people have been asking is, can we have something like a cruise control? So is that programmable in this unit?
Yeah, so this is very advanced control, okay. In fact, microcontroller we are using, it is very advanced. So we can do actually very good number of calculations. So new displays actually whatever are coming, right. So we are showing there the assist level, then we are showing the numbers actually percentage, okay. battery charge level, okay. So those things are coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So this is very capable display.
Okay guys, so we've been to the factory and this is the Felidae Maven, which is kind of available on the website, and it's a cycle that I've used for a couple of 100 kilometers since I've been having it for a month with me. We'll do a separate review on that, watch out for that video. 7.8 ampere hour battery at 36 volts, which gives you a range of about 50 kilometers. I'm told you might have an option of batteries coming into the future. Currently a steel frame. We are told aluminum may be happening in the future. Overall, I would say a good value for money cycle, not the best of components, but then this is probably the best of prices. Maven's big brother, the Eurus, same frame, same fork, same components. The only difference being the gears. So got a 7-speed gear, Shimano, and it's got a speedometer, which is LCD speedometer display. So this is something which is going to be coming in very soon. There is no Indian company which is making batteries, but Felidae is definitely one which is making its own battery packs, which is assembling the cells, putting them together along with the BMS, right? So let's take a quick preview about what's the battery setup looking like.
So this battery pack, we are, as you said, like we are manufacturing it ourselves. See, as India is concerned, we are pretty new in developing the batteries and making it. So what happens is, earlier we tried out making the battery packs with few vendors. What happened was we faced several quality issues. Like I could say around 15 to 20% of the products got failed. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why we took a decision that we'll make the battery packs in-house itself. Since then, I'll say the rejection is below 2%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
So see, as you can see, the cylindrical cells, the lithium ion cells. So these are, we are importing it as of now.
And who are the vendors for this?
For example, like as of availability is concerned, we are currently working with 3 vendors, namely Samsung, Lition and LG. So Lition and LG, yeah.
Okay.
So as per availability, we use either of these 3. Okay. So these are quite good manufacturers in EV industry and very well known.
Correct.
Moreover, the BMS that we are using as of now is off the shelf. However, as we speak, our team is currently working on the same, and soon, like in a month or 2, we'll deploy the same BMS in our battery pack as well. Yeah.
Okay. And what is this over here which you kind of?
Yeah. This is the main outlet of our battery pack, or this has a charging unit as well.
Right.
So as you can see, we are waterproofing this with the help of sealant as well. Yeah.
Right.
This also has gasket over it, and these are connectors. So for the final output delivery.
Correct.
Yeah. So our battery pack is IP65 rated.
Okay.
So it is quite resistant and reliant in Indian weather conditions. Yeah.
So let's take a peek into the top secret battery lab of Felidae. Advait, let's have a look.
Sure. Come. So as you can see, Atulji, over here we do the welding of our battery packs. So the cells that we have, they are pre-sorted. Once you buy it from the manufacturer, they are already sorted. We just put them in these holders. These are fire resistant nylon. So we put it on those holders, and we do the welding as per the welding.
Resistance welding.
Yeah, correct.
What about laser welding? Is that supposed to be better, Advait?
Laser welding, sir, for as of now, this is the most economical one for our application.
Capital cost goes up.
Yeah. The equipment.
Can we see some welding happening?
Yeah, sure. I'll show you. Yeah, please come. These are the welding diagrams which we have for a battery pack. So as you can see, he is making spot welds as per the diagram. Yeah. Take it. So as you can see, the weld spots are quite clean. So this is what quality is expected from a welding. Yeah.
Otherwise, the internal resistance goes up.
Correct.
Okay.
Moreover, there is chance of while it heats up, they become loose also. Yeah. So yes. So when when we make the battery pack, so there are 3 modules for our battery pack. So once it is done, we store it on those shells, the last shell that you see, and then we bring it over here for soldering and making a pack out of those cells. So this is the BMS, as you know, it is the heart of a battery pack, and then we have a temperature sensor over here, which you can see, over here. So we mount it over near this cell.
Center.
So center. So it has the average temperature of the entire battery pack. So there are connection diagrams which the operator learns while in training period, and moreover he can repair it as well.
So you have 1, 2, 3, 6, 8 cells in one module.
In one module, and then 11. So overall 30 cells.
30 cells, and each cell is okay, but you have in parallel also.
Yeah.
You have it in
10S3P 10S3P combination we are using also. Yes. So this is also series wiring. So we need to make few connections as per the diagram. So these are also done over here, and these are also our soldering stations for other operations.
Okay.
So over here you can see the final packaging happens. So the connectors, these are the connectors for output of the battery, and this is the charging connector. So the operator will make the connections as per the diagram, and he'll then put the sealant on it. Yes. And then just explain. So as you can.
So Advait, I want to ask, why is the cellophane wrapping done on the
this
battery?
this is done as for insulation purpose. Like it is not thermal insulation, electrical insulation.
Okay.
So it transfers heat, and moreover it is an electrical insulator So what happens is even if the casing sometimes it leaks something, leaks off. So it doesn't, kind of leaks out the chemical in it.
Okay, so this is shrink wrapping? That
Shrink wrapping.
Okay.
Then operator will put the battery pack inside the casing, and then he'll heat it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is kind of additional your water resistance.
Correct.
Basically for water resistance.
Yeah, exactly. Like we wrap this casing and then tie over here and other end as well.
Right.
So it is waterproof from inside.
So you
Moreover,
should not have any tears happening while you're putting that.
Additionally, we also have gaskets. Like these gaskets are already placed over here. These gaskets, these are already placed inside this casing, and as you can see, these kind of rubber gaskets. So which make the battery IP65 resistant. Yes. So final packaging is done over here. All the screws are tightened up over here, and then finally the pack is sealed and kept over here, ready for dispatch.
And no testing happens over here.
Testing happens in the R&D lab.
Okay. And that's kind of sample testing.
Sample testing. And these are the final packaging which goes inside the bicycle directly.
Okay, so the battery pack is kept separately and then kind of.
We also
when you're transporting the battery is half charged, what is the?
It is at nominal voltage, 36 volt.
Okay.
As it comes from the manufacturer, we keep it at 3.6 volt only.
So you don't charge it and then send it?
What we do is when we have it test over there, so we then discharge the few battery packs and keep it at nominal voltage, so that way the life expectancy is good from us.
This is the LED display of the current LED Maven, which is being manufactured and tooling has been developed already. And this one is the future. Right. So we'll get Advait to tell us a little bit about what kind of changes are we going to be seeing in the LCD display of the future model. So Advait, can you just take us
Sure. So as you see, like this is our upcoming variant. We'll have it in our product rolling out in probably 2 to 2.5 months. So what I'll walk you through the features. So what you see over here, the mode, it is the pedal assist level. So we have 0 to 5 assist levels. So whichever on you are, so it will show you that assist level. Then battery indicator. So we have 5 battery bars for the battery, and depending on the
voltage based,
as of now voltage based.
Okay.
And the next you see is the odometer. So it will show you the kilometers, how many kilometers you have driven on the bike, and then the larger one is the speed, your current bike speed, and these are your indicators.
So what is this indicator showing?
This is your headlight indicator. The right one is your headlight indicator.
Left one, this one, small one.
That is for the e-brake.
Okay.
So I will just walk you through few pictures of our display, the variants that we are working on. These are a few. So on the bike it looks something like this.
Okay, so what I liked about the controller is the very low bezel area. Or the LCD is a very low bezel area, so it's got a fairly big display. What I don't like too much is the fact that you still have a voltage based I would be very happy if we can kind of make it kind of energy based.
Correct.
I have a feeling that that's what is being done for the future.
Correct.
Right now we are procuring the rims and tires from Ludhiana, which is the Makkah of the Indian bicycle industry. We have developed our own mechanical frame. Very soon we will be developing our handlebar frame, hubs and the bottom brackets. We are not having a very good quality of those components manufactured in India. That's the reason we have started developing those. For the very short time we will be importing the Zoom forks, but pretty soon we'll be seeing that if we can develop those forks also in India. So there are components like gears, that is brakes, are something which is very difficult to source in India. So we are trying to see, if we can get better sources, or if we can do it eventually, manufacture it at our end itself.
Right. So Krishna ji, what are the plans for the future? Because a lot of people have been asking us questions about whenever we're getting aluminium frames, geared bikes, right? So if you could just take our viewers through a kind of plan of what you see as a rollout happening in the next year or two.
So seeing the traction in the market from last 6 months, we are targeting the number of around 25,000 bicycles this year. And then there is a good orders coming from the organization like Serum and all, colleges and all, And then if you see the current scenario, okay, so relations with China are not good and government is increasing the duties,
Correct.
okay, and
Reliability is not
then reliability is not there, then product actually is not becoming the feasible, okay, with this price range. That's why OEMs are actually looking for the local sourcing, okay, so there that opportunity is also very big.
Components.
Components, yeah.
Dogra, आपका जो brand है.
Dogra, yeah.
Correct.
And then actually we are working on actually several variants which involve actually bicycles with the aluminum frames.
Okay. That's
New displays are coming up. Okay.
So aluminum frame, can you just throw a little bit light, because I don't know of too many people doing aluminum frames in India. So you plan to kind of have an indigenous this thing for that?
So basically, if you see, most of the aluminum frames come from abroad.
China.
Okay.
Correct.
Basically China.
Right.
Okay. And then there are not many people who are doing the aluminum frame in-house except Hero. Okay. So definitely market is looking for actually aluminum frame. So we are planning to do those in next 3-4 months. Development is underway. Okay. So yeah.
That will be a very, very kind
Yeah.
of, because you see at least a weight reduction of a couple of kilos just by switching over to aluminum.
Yeah. So basically our technology development is going on considering the European market. Okay, so we are developing those products. So very soon actually we'll be knowing about it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we would love to see your cycles in Netherlands.
Sure, yeah. Thank you.
So you've seen the products, you've seen the products, you met the team, you've seen the machines. We think the Make in India part of the Pele story is something which is really worth talking about, and we look forward to more products, more markets for this company, and we feel that this is a company that's going to change the face of the electric bike industry in India. And if you have any questions about the company, and if you're a manufacturer who's looking out for components, you can put your comments in the comment section below the video and we'll get back to you.